Hello, good morning. My name is Victor Escalante, and today I'm going to share with you my experience about teaching English during the COVID-19. Okay, before to start, I'd like to say that I have one of the best jobs in the world because I get to work with people who are fun, funny, energetic, creative, and insightful. So I'm so happy to work with these people. Let's start saying that during these days, nobody was prepared for this situation. And talking about humanistic approach, I remember one day, when I was in a conference in 2018, I got a chance to go to Puerto Vallarta for listening to Mr. Mario Herrera, which is one of my favorite conductors. He was talking about what makes a good ELT process great, and he was explaining something about soft skills. And soft skills is very, very similar to the humanistic approach. It's what we have to deal with this kind of things. But what are soft skills? Soft skills it's not only about just how to speak or write. We must also build the attitude of our students, the responsibility of our students. And I know that our primary purpose as English teachers will always be to have our students learn it better, easier, faster, and having more fun. But they can benefit even more when they are taught in a functional, seamless, socially appropriate way. And soft skills are great for teaching our students what they need, they really need. Because if we teach people, then we need people skills, not just academic knowledge and cognitive skills to do the job. So it's not about, as I said before, just to teaching students just to speak or write in English. That's great, but we need to create their values, because that's why they are going to express when they finally become adults. So I work in the two sectors, in private and public school. So I've received this practice, and I could say that I have seen the two sides. Well, I will start explaining my experience in the private school. In private school, it's kind of easier to work with the students because our students are used to use technology, and they have computers, they have cell phones, devices. They have devices at home, and they got the possibility to have internet connection at home. And well, our practice as professors are easier, and of course they receive this kind of practice in a good mood. However, not all of our students, and I'm talking about private school, not all of our students had this chance, and they also were in trouble when this change occurred suddenly. But I have to say that for me, it wasn't so complicated to work through this new way, because I already did in the past. So, but on the other side, when we talked about public schools, it was very, very hard. It was a hard work for myself and for my students, because the most of my students don't have the opportunity to have a computer at home. So it's very, very hard, because their parents are working with the devices and they cannot use it. So what are they going to do? well, the most of them had to use and share their devices at least uh, one time. So it's very it was very hard for them, and it was stressful because they didn't know how to use Google Classroom. They didn't know how to download some files, and they had to send it over the information back to me, and sometimes they they couldn't they couldn't do it. And just to clarify the situation, I have 7 groups of 40 people each. So when I was going to explain my topics, because I had to use Google Meet, just to give you an idea, I talked with 3 of my groups of first grade to get connected at one point, and I'm talking about 3 groups. It's about 60 people, but only 20 of them could make it. So imagine that situation. What was going to happen with the rest of my students? So it was crazy, but well, we could handle in a way, because this is what we had to do with the humanistic approach. We need to be in the shoes of our students. We need to understand what's happening in their lives, and that's what I did. So this is a picture that I took in January 2020, this year, before the contingency, and you can see my students with happy faces. We were celebrating the traditional rosca in Mexico, and all of them were happy. They were, you can see the picture, and they are, they're getting together. They were, very close to each other, and it was normal. But check this new image when once my students, they are at home, and even when they don't have the chance to be together, they are still smiling. So it's great. But there are so many others that don't have this chance. So it's sad for myself. And this is another picture about the contingency. So you can see that it's only a couple of them. That's not all of my students, but well, it was hard. It was difficult to us, but we could work with our students in a way. But this situation, not only affected to our students, but to me, because I had to create a studio, because I had to organize all the tools that I have, in near to me. So, well, I had to create this. Not create, but design this room for working for my students. And this is one of the activities I did with them. And I'm going to run this video, but this is very short, so you can see what I did for them. So this is a slide that I create for my students when I was explaining some things to them, but I also used a software for the subtitles. So this way my students can read subtitles in Spanish at the same time that they were listening my voice in English. So just check. For the students that couldn't access to Google Classroom because of the many reasons I mentioned before, I create some files in Word, in PDF, and I send it to them to work with the support of their parents. Okay, so, and I was, as I said before, soft skills are the key to anything. So thank you very much to watch this video, and I hope you have enjoyed my opinion about what I did during this contingency, and I hope to see you soon. Thank you so much again, and have an excellent day.